Well, hello and welcome to this edition of the Lynne Hayes Freeland Show. You know, sometimes it's a challenge to have an author on the show, to have someone who has written a book when it's not like a workbook, like how to get your finances together or how to make your dreams come true, when it's like this big story that you're trying to wrap your arms around. But that's exactly the case today. The book is called Punch Me to the Gods, a memoir. Brian Broome is our guest today. Welcome to the Lynne Hayes Freeland Show.
Thank you very much for having me, Lynne Hayes Freeland. It's a pleasure to be
So,
here.
that is not an exaggeration when I say it's like this big story that you're trying to wrap your arms around, but at the same time, it's your life.
It is my life. It's excerpts from my life that
Hmm.
I think the stories are kind of watershed moments
Mm.
from my life. They're moments that everybody has moments in their lives that even when you get old like me, you remember that thing that happened that sort of
Mhm.
changed you forever. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. These are the stories that I think did both.
Now, it's kind of interesting because the timing that we're doing this interview is interesting because earlier today I saw you were on, I want to say, and full disclosure for everyone in the audience, we taped the show on Wednesday, the show airs on Sunday. But I want to say, did I see you were on the cover of the City Paper?
I am on the cover of the city paper
Okay. But I deliberately didn't read the article because I
today.
didn't want it to influence the conversation with you today.
Good for you. That's good due diligence, or the opposite. I'm not sure, but it's good. You didn't read it.
But it's hard not to read because and I said to you before we started, how are you handling the buzz? Because there is a lot of buzz about the book. Because this is a book, yes, it is excerpts from your life, but it is a book that deals with raw emotion.
Yeah.
It deals with pain. It deals with some humiliation.
Oh yeah.
It
Oh yeah.
deals with race. It deals with gender. It deals with sex. I mean, it's got all of that in there, which makes it really hard. But yet, the book starts innocently enough at a bus stop.
At a bus stop. At a bus stop here in Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
A lot of the book takes place here in Pittsburgh. Because a lot of my life took place here in Pittsburgh. I was born in Ohio, but I moved to Pittsburgh when I was young. I did a lot of my growing up in Pittsburgh when I was young. But yeah, the book starts at a bus stop. It starts with me standing there watching a black man, interact with his toddler son.
Hmm.
And their interactions kind of gripped me from the moment that I noticed them. And then I decided to get on the bus and just really kind of like record their interactions because they reminded me a lot of my own interactions with my father.
Hmm.
And they reminded me a lot of, they put me in the mind of what it takes to be not just a man, but a black man in America. It was kind of a pedagogical moment between
Hmm.
this father and son, and I was there for it, and I was straight, weirdly like taking notes of their interactions, and I put them into my book.
I was going to say, you wove them into your book. You didn't just put
Yeah,
them in your book, you
I did.
wove them into your book,
Yes, I did.
which I thought was pretty cool. But when it grips you right out the gate, because any of us who have spent time in the black community, grew up in a black family, know a black family, any connection to a black family, know that the dynamics between black fathers and black sons on a good day are complicated.
Oh yeah, I'm reminded of the scene from Fences when the character, the father, tells the son, I don't have to like you. You know, it is a sort of tough love that I think is passed down from black fathers to black sons um, to prepare us for what is undeniably a harsh landscape that is America, about being black in America, about specifically being a black man in America. I think black women also deal with a lot of issues. They're slightly different, but it's similar in many ways. But yeah, that's what gripped me about the father and son on the bus. He was already teaching his son, this toddler, how to bear up in, America.
Hmm. Hmm. And then I think the other thing, and obviously folks need to read the book, but it starts in their interaction. There is this focus on, and I don't remember the exact words. It may have been man up or be a man,
Yeah.
but there's an emphasis on that.
Yes.
And that is to something that is very much a part of our community, but it becomes complicated because what it means to be a man, and I'll use air quotes there, means different things to different people.
It does. It means different things to different people. I think to some people, it means, being a good provider, taking care of your family, taking care of your children, being a good husband, if that's the case, if you're married. But to some people, it means, and this is where I think it gets problematic, to some people, it means domination. Like, you are not a man unless you are dominating somebody else. This idea of strength and, masculinity and dominance, they all get conflated to mean the same thing. And that's one of the issues that I think I am wrestling with in the book. Does being a man mean that you are constantly going around proving that you are stronger than everybody else? Or
Mhm.
does it just mean taking care of business, keeping your own home fires burning? So I think in recent years, the term toxic masculinity has come into
Mm.
the public discourse. Um, and I think that's what I am talking about in the book. What is, masculinity versus toxic masculinity? What is femininity? What do any of these words even mean? I don't know that they have much resonance beyond what people invest in them. And so that's what I'm talking about in the book.
Phew, toxic masculinity. We
Yeah.
got to take a break right there. We're going to take a break.
Okay.
We'll be right back. We have so much to talk about. So don't go away when the Lynne Hayes Freeland Show continues.